The best video game in every genre, chat. Ooh! Let's see if we agree.
Genres.
The best video game in every genre, chat. Gamers, it's time.
They exist in everything. Movies, music, and even video games. And there are a lot of video games.
I see Marvel Rivals. I see Marvel Rivals on the top left. I don't know what all these other games are, though.
Game genres.
I need
in
to see
today's video,
more.
I'm taking some of the...
I see Hollow Knight. This game better not win Best Metroidvania because it does not deserve it. No, no, no.
the most popular genres and subgenres, and talking about my favorite video games in each of these genres.
Minecraft? Oh, I don't know.
I think the best ones are...
This is Sekiro, right?
all the games that I've played. Make sure to subscribe and let's get straight into it.
Chad, this is his opinion, by the way. But we can disagree with it.
The first category I'll be going over is puzzle games, identified by having clear and unique...
Ooh, chat. His best puzzle game is Portal.
puzzles in order to make progress.
I think, you know, it's a contender.
Puzzle games actually have a very wide range.
It's a contender.
Puzzle really is just one genre a game can follow, and many follow multiple. But my top games for the puzzle genre are going to be Portal, Portal 2, and Subliminal, as these are like the only puzzle games I've ever played. So honestly, I'm
you
not
know
well
what,
enough
Chad? Not a bad game.
Category. Now, I'm sure all these picks are pretty obvious, and as a whole, Portal 2 is going to be taking the win in this category. I do actually prefer the main story of Portal 1, but Portal 2 has multiplayer.
Portal is good.
Friends that I have to choose it over the first game. As for Subliminal, there's not really a whole lot that I can say. It's a puzzle game with unique mechanics.
Bangby, thank you so much for the tier 131 a month.
Survival games are a pretty popular genre. We've got a few very popular games in here like Minecraft and Terraria, and even Rust falls into this category.
What genre is Minecraft anyways?
Like them. Multiplayer survival game.
Multiplayer survival. Chad, what is your favorite multiplayer survival? This is not a genre that I prefer, but I'm gonna say multiplayer survival. I'm gonna go with the new one, RuneScape, Dragon World, or whatever that shit is. I think that's my favorite, but I don't really like the genre in general.
A pretty popular genre. We've got a few very popular games in here like Minecraft and Terraria, and even Rust falls into this category. Whether or not you like Rust is up to you, but that's not going to be in my top picks for this.
Damn, he hates Terraria.
I will be ignoring zombie games in this category as well because I'm going to be separating those for, you know, a completely different genre category. And while I do love most of these games, they just can't be my favorite in the genre because my favorite multiplayer survival game is going to be Don't Starve Together. I picked this for a combination of reasons. First of all, I like my games relatively difficult, which I think you guys will be able to see throughout this list, and I think that this game is easily harder than Minecraft or Terraria.
Wait a minute,
or even other more
should I play this game?
But I also really like
what
the
is
universe
this?
of the
This looks
constant Don't
cute.
Starve Together. The game has a lot of very rich lore, and it's actually not even completed yet, as
Rich
the game still
lore.
gets updates from Clay. If you've never played Don't Starve Together, I would highly recommend it though, and I'm trying to avoid spoilers for most games that
it's a cool game,
list, especially the ones that you may have not played.
It looks
like
really
Together,
cute.
but I would recommend
I'm gonna play this game.
Metroidvania games are one of my all-time favorite genres.
He better not. He's gonna say Hollow Knight. Chat. If he says Hollow Knight, I'm leaving a thumbs down and a negative comment.
I love them dearly, and I've been playing games.
He better not say Hollow Knight.
Time. Think of games like the original Super Metroid.
He better not say Hollow Knight.
Two of these, which the genre is named after.
He better not say Hollow Knight.
And Hollow Knight. Now, some of you may be expecting Hollow Knight to be my favorite in this category, but actually, it's not. For one.
Yes, yes, yes. Hollow Knight is overrated.
Reason. I haven't beaten it yet. Don't worry, I'll make a video on that soon. And I also stream Hollow Knight live on Twitch, so you guys can come watch my first playthrough there. Now, my favorite game in the Metroidvania category is going to be Metroid Dread. This game came out on October 8th of 2021, and it's genuinely one of my favorite games ever. It's currently within my top 10
Wait, this
kind
of looks really nice.
At the end of this video, but I love Metroid Dread.
My favorite Metroidvania is
the enemy robots really make you feel helpless for most of the game until you can kill them, and even then, there's always another one right around the corner that you won't be able to fight back against. The bosses are really fun
Metroid
without feeling unfair, and this entire game is easily one of the best Metroid in the last decade, and is
I don't know if Metroid Prime would be considered a Metroidvania, but if it's not, Then
Next up is going to be
Metroid
platformer
on the
games. And honestly, I don't actually play
3DS.
too many
I don't know the name
platformers,
of
so this
it.
wasn't that big of a contention point. I also haven't beaten Celeste yet, so that's another factor for why it's not here. But this is probably going to Mario Odyssey. I don't even know how many hours
Wait, is this a platformer?
I've spent on Mario.
Best platformer Nintendo 64's Mario. Mario 64.
Odyssey, just trying to find those dumb little moves.
Mario
that don't even
64 is a
contribute to the game
classic.
anymore after you've hit like 300.
If this is best platformer, if you choose anything other than Nintendo 64's Mario 64,
really fun because
you have
this
no
game is
taste.
kind of an easy answer. I'll also give you guys my second pick, being Rayman Origins. I know Rayman Legends is usually the more popular pick, and maybe I'm a bit clouded by nostalgia and nymph thighs, but I love Rayman Origins, and I recently replayed it, and it still holds up just as well as it did 14 years ago. And I think Rayman Origins is harder than Legends without feeling unfair, and I love that difficulty.
Rayman
so
was
this game
fun.
is amazing, and I want a new
Yeah,
one
I never
with it
played
in
this.
terms of difficulty, platforming, and
But this
women
looks like
of
Cuphead.
Rayman Origins. Now, I'm also sorry to add an edit here, but I literally recorded this whole video and then just somehow remembered that Super Mario Sunshine is literally my favorite platformer game of all time.
Oh
so now
my
this
god,
section is
Mario
a mess and has
Sunshine
3
is
games
so
in it.
good.
I don't even know how I forgot because Mario Sunshine was so important
Dude,
to me. I
all
used to play it every
Mario
single
games
day.
are
I
so
100%
good.
did
Best
3
platformers
save
ever.
slots, and I speedran the game before speedrun.com even existed. I was learning glitches and shortcuts before they even got leaked on YouTube. I don't know how my brain repressed this, but Super Mario Sunshine is genuinely my favorite.
You really
platformer
like
game.
speedruns of Sunshine?
Yeah, that's not really any more that can be said about
The
it.
speedruns
Sorry
of
about
Mario 64 are pretty nice too.
Roguelike games are a very hot
roguelike, the worst,
Every single person
my
in the
least
world who
favorite
plays
genre
roguelike
ever.
games is an elitist
Roguelike.
to their most desired game. Risk of Rain 2, Enter the Gungeon, Dead Cells, Slay the Spire, The Binding of Isaac, Balatro, Hades, Nubby's Number Factory.
All dog
there
shit.
Are so many
I hate
good
roguelike
games, but my absolute favorite has to be Nubby's Number Factory. Just kidding.
No.
It's The Binding of Isaac.
Roguelike.
Now, while I love all of the previously mentioned games, The Binding of Isaac does a few things very differently from most roguelikes in the skills that you learn while playing the game. While most of them are more traditional bullet hells where dodging is super important.
You know why
and
I
skill
think I
is
have
determined
such a
by the movement and mechanical skill that you
dislike
possess,
for
The Binding of Isaac's
roguelikes?
most important skill isn't
Because I'm an MMORPG enjoyer, and it is a full 180 to go from an MMO that is long progression form content to then going and enjoying roguelikes. To me, it's such like a 180. It just doesn't jive well with my brain. I'm an MMO enjoyer, so roguelikes the reset process just it fucks with my brain.
really mechanical, it's more mental. The Binding of Isaac is the only game on this list in which your most important ability is the capability to make your run stronger with the game knowledge that you have and the items that you're
I don't
given.
like them either,
Nothing
for
feels
real. They
better than
always
doubling
boring
8
as
items in a
fuck.
secret room to re-roll them all into the best items in the game and rolling through the rest of your run with ease because you were smart enough to leverage what you had at your disposal. And this is what I love about the Binding of
Hola,
Isaac.
guy.
But it is a love-hate relationship because unlike the rest of these games,
To be
here's a
honest,
list
why
of things that
I
hate about
dislike
the
our
Binding of Isaac.
ARPG seasons because of MMOs. It's really it was
No
really
other
hard
game
for
is
me
as
to get used to
infuriating as The Binding of
ARPG
Isaac, but it just
seasons
makes
as
those
well
highs that
because
much
of
better.
MMOs.
This game is an abusive partner, and I live for it. RPG games have existed for literally longer than video games, which is why I'm separating RPG into a couple of categories, being action RPGs, so modern day RPG games like Cyberpunk, which I'll cover after this, and traditional RPGs,
It's
which are
Kid,
generally
by the
turn-based
way, I
fighting
changed my
games.
name.
And you know, this video is on video games, so I'm not going to be covering tabletop simulators, right? Anyway, my top picks for traditional RPG games are going to be Undertale, Fear and Hunger 2 Termina, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 6. I know everyone loves 7, but if I'm being honest, I think 6 is better. I love 7, and the remake is awesome, but the remake doesn't count because it's not the same as a traditional RPG, and I still like 6 more than 7. And then Princess
Hello,
Maker
Immortal
2,
Sin.
which is probably actually like top 3
Hello,
on this entire
Cokeless.
list. Look, you probably haven't heard of it, but it's actually a really detailed RPG.
Fear and
where you,
Hunger
have a
is
daughter,
ass.
and you want to make her a princess.
Chad, is this motherfucker really putting these fucking dog shit RPGs above some of the greatest fucking RPGs ever? There's not a mention of any Final Fantasy in here. There's no mention of any of the other fucking RPGs. Is he really putting these dog shit?
And I still like 6 more than remake is awesome. I know and Hunger, Fear and Hunger 2 Termina, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 6. I
Oh,
know
he did
everyone loves
mention a
7,
Final
but if I'm
Fantasy.
being honest, I
He
think
did
6
mention
is better.
Baldur's
I
Gate.
love 7,
Okay.
and the remake is awesome.
Okay, never
but
mind.
the remake doesn't count
I was
because
gonna
it's not the
cook
same
him in
as
the
a traditional
comment
RPG,
section.
and I still like 6 more than 7. And then Princess Maker 2, which is probably actually like top 3 on this entire list. Look, you probably haven't heard of it, but it's actually a really detailed RPG where you have a daughter and you want to make her a princess, so you train her in various things, and it's actually really hard. You probably won't be able to beat it in your first few tries. Sorry. Regardless, with all that talking, my favorite of all of these is going to be the first Fear and Hunger game. Now, trigger warning.
Chat,
if
have you
plan
guys
on playing
played
this
Fear
game,
and
the following
Hunger?
themes are very heavy within Fear and Hunger 1. Now, I won't be going over them, but the second game has much less of this. Fear and Hunger 1 is
Dude,
my
how do you
favorite
guys
RPG
drive yourselves
game
to
ever,
play
and has been ever
shit-looking
since I found
games
out
like
about it.
this?
It's so rich
I
in
would
lore
never
and story, and
understand.
it's also interesting. I became
cannot
obsessed
play
with
an
the Fear
ugly
and Hunger 1 and
game.
2 lore for like a month straight. If
Dude,
I
I
wanted to, I
can't
could recite
play
literally
ugly
all of it
games.
right now, word for word, completely and perfectly without a script. This game does a lot of things right in its gameplay. First of all, it teaches the player in a very harsh way, but a very effective one, killing you off for small mistakes, but ensuring you probably won't make them again. A good example of this is how fighting in this game isn't rewarding. You don't have an EXP bar and you don't get stronger from every encounter. Running from enemies is usually your best option, and once you get injured or killed, you
These
stay
games that
injured
look
or
like
killed.
80s,
The game's atmosphere is amazing.
they
Great
just-
sound design. It's a great horror experience.
I don't
always keeping
know.
you on the edge,
I'm a
and then things
looks
like
whore.
the
I'm a
Pro
graphics
Mauler
whore.
keep you alert and ready for attack. The game is unfair. Let me be real with that. Your fate will often depend on a coin flip. You can't even save your game without a coin
Okay, stop yapping about this dog shit game.
Otherwise, you might just get
Next.
kidnapped or disemboweled or ripped apart or just, killed. But it is just so intriguing that if you play it enough, you'll probably just get sucked into it, right? And the second game, while I do like it, has much less interesting story elements than the first game.
This
So much, but the
monster
second
has a
game can't do too much like
vagina
that monster. Now, the
as
second
a
game's also
whole
bit less of
body.
a horror game. They both are, but I think the first game is a lot more tense and scary, especially if you've already played the first one. Regardless, I love both and can't wait for the third one to release. I'm purposely avoiding spoilers
Dude, why do all the characters have a vagina that is big?
for, obvious reasons and for those of you who might want to try out these games, but if you do, I very highly recommend them. After quite a long RPG section is the action RPG section. And my top picks for action
I tell you,
RPG
one thing,
game.
you won't miss those vaginas. They're so big.
are going to be Cyberpunk 2077, Fallout New Vegas, the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and really any Monster Hunter game you pick.
Oh my god. Overrated Hunter. I hate Monster Hunter.
Probably Wilds, though. Now, these games are
Overrated.
kind of hard to compare because they're all amazing at different things. If you want good FPS combat, play Cyberpunk, definitely. If you want the best writing
Chad,
and
I'm gonna
freedom of
start
choice
my
possible, play
Cyberpunk
Fallout
journey
New
in
Vegas.
June.
If you've never played it, you can do pretty much anything in that game. Kill whoever you want. Like, you could be doing a quest and kill the guy that gives you the quest, and it leads into a different quest, and you could just kill the guy that gives you that quest. I'm being
Again!
so serious. You have infinite freedom in this game, and it's really cool. If you like Big Sword, play Final Fantasy or Monster Hunter. Now, these games, while being of similar genres, are quite incomparable, but they all do different things right. My top pick, however, is going to be Cyberpunk 2077. This game had a pretty rocky start on release, and I only played it fairly recently, having beaten it multiple times already after starting
so
it
this
in
is his
January.
favorite
And now I have
RPG.
maxed out cyberware and guns on the hardest difficulty, because I just did literally everything, except I don't use arms.
Okay, yeah, keep telling us how much you're a better gamer than everybody else, guys. Let him remind us for the 5th time that he plays his games on hard.
Cyberware. I don't know why, I just don't like them. The game as a whole, though, is great. The story is great, the characters are likable and fun, the endings are, I can't even say
Let
anything
him know
about
in the
endings or how they'll
comments.
probably make you feel, because I think that's already spoiler territory. But if you haven't played this game and its DLC, I'd highly recommend both. And make sure you leave Hanako at Embers for approximately 340 hours of time before beating the game. I don't know how to title this category other than
Zombie genre.
zombie games.
I
Just
hate
games
zombies.
with zombies in them. And I know their
Zombie
actual genre is
movies,
very
zombie
wildly
shows,
compared to things like
zombie
Dying Light,
games.
Project Zomboid,
Zombies
which
are
both zombie
trash.
games, but I don't care, okay? Zombies are the main selling point, so I'll compare these games that are not at all similar to each other. Anyway, my top picks for zombie games are Dying Light 1, Project Zomboid,
You like zombie
Left 4 Dead
games,
2,
Blue?
Resident Evil 2,
I don't like
and
zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies 2. Now, all these games are very different, and reading this
Hey,
script
look,
makes
my
me
granny
realize I should
plays
not
this
be
game.
comparing them, but I will anyway. I do want to go through them all and what they're good for, though. First of all, Dying Light. This game looks amazing despite being 10 years old. It honestly looks better than its sequel. And I know Dying Light 2 gets a bit of hate already, but I just don't
I
like it nearly as
love
much as the first
Apocalypse,
game. Dying Light's
Supernatural,
movement
Into the World
feels
stuff.
realistic, while Dying Light 2 feels a bit too
Damn,
floaty and,
Blue.
the
It's
graphics
okay.
are kind of cartoony and weird. They also just kind of
I
removed
still
the fear
like you.
factor brought along by nighttime. In Dying Light 1, you were scared of the night knowing volatiles were swarming.
You know what,
Now,
Chad? I think
the
I'm gonna
trials
get
in
some
Dying Light
pizza.
2 are a bit more sparse and dumb. I hope the third game is good, though, since they're bringing Crane back. The first game really did capture the movement and parkour aspects perfectly, and I loved running around in that game just drop-kicking zombies off roofs. Next Next up is Project Zomboid, which really makes you feel like you're in a zombie
I like
apocalypse.
blue more
when
now.
playing this game, you'll probably feel helpless, and you can actually really experience the collapse of civilization caused by the apocalypse. This game does an amazing job of making you feel like you're really there, and it truly is a work of art. Left 4 Dead 2 is just a lot of fun. I like shooting zombies with friends. And
the whole zombie
stuff
is not for me.
60 zombies while reloading, and he has no more ammo left. It's just a lot of fun. Resident Evil 2 is a great single-player survival experience.
The best zombie game was Dead Rising. Oh, I remember that. The only thing that I hate about Dead Rising is the thing that I hate about a lot of video games.
Obviously know
time.
And then Plants vs. Zombies
I don't
want to
be rushed to do shit.
I like the strategy. I like the plants. I just don't like the consultant zombie. She sucks.
The time mechanics in video games are so annoying.
I just love parkour. I really just like parkour in any game.
I like to take my time doing stuff.
It's already moving up a few spots for me if it's done well, and that's just the most fun part of Dying Light. Which brings us into the next category.
Pizza
Parkour
fun.
video games are some
I got
of my favorites
my
to play
pizza
while
fun
listening to
chat.
music and doing
I can buy
nothing
pizza
else.
now.
My top games are going to be Mirror's Edge 1, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and Parkour Reborn.
Yes! Yes! Yes, chat. Mirror's fucking Edge. Very underrated, understated game ever. Mirror's Edge was fucking great.
Parkour video games are some of my favorites to play while listening to music and doing nothing else. My top games are going to be Mirror's Edge 1, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and Parkour Reborn
Mirror's
on
Edge
Roblox.
was
and because
so
Dying Light took
good.
the last category, it won't be here. Mirror's Edge 1 and 2 have a few key differences. Mirror's Edge 1 is a bit more freeform, by default showing you less routes, giving you more creativity.
I want a new
over where you
Mirror's
wanna go
Edge, chat.
when doing parkour stuff, which is
I want
better
a
in
new
its favor
Mirror's
in
Edge.
comparison to the second game. The second game in return has way better combat mechanics, allowing you to keep running and fighting and doing a whole lot of cool shit you couldn't do in the first game, and having new enemy variants, and they're all fun and unique.
Imagine a new Mirror's Edge with cutting edge Unreal 5 engine.
As for Parkour Reborn on Roblox, I find myself playing this game quite a lot because there isn't any story to it. It's like $3 in Robux, and you can just run around and learn new skills and tech and get better at parkour. It's a whole lot of fun, and I was introduced to it by my
Mirror
fans
Edge is also a cool speedrun game. It is. It feels good.
As a whole, Mirror's Edge Catalyst will be winning this category, though. Mirror's Edge 1 was amazing, and the story of the second game kind of sucked because it didn't even match the first game. It matched the comic book, but the movement is really all I'm playing these games for nowadays, and that goes to Mirror's Edge Catalyst, even if I usually just play the Roblox game because it's more easily accessible. My favorite FPS game is not going to be anything near Call of Duty. My top picks for FPS games are going to be
FPS games.
Rainbow Six Siege. By the way, I'm Diamond Hitting Champ this season.
What is your guys' favorite FPS?
Ladies, you looking for
I got mine already. Halo 1 Combat Evolved. It's pretty close with 007 GoldenEye, though, for the N64. Pretty close, but Halo 1 Combat Evolved.
A champ carry. Counter-Strike 2 and Team Fortress 2. Now, I have a lot of hours on most of these games, and FPS is my most played genre. I've got
Halo 1,
on TF2,
Gears of War. Wait,
6,
that's third person.
On Ultra Kill,
wait, isn't Gears of War third person?
The major updates are a yearly thing now. Now, well, I love
I don't remember
Ultra Kill.
now. Am I being gaslit?
Category. Because when I play an FPS game, I like knowing I'm a better human being than the people I'm killing.
Okay, it is.
And
It is
Ultra
third
Kill is
person.
single player, so I can't enjoy trash talking people. Which is exactly why Rainbow Six is going to be the winner for my FPS category. This is the most
but Halo
technical
1
FPS game,
and
I love technical. The more advanced something is, the better. I want to be
GoldenEye for the
N64. Being
N64.
good at R6. I love this game, even when I'm screaming at my Ash players for running through Oregon Bunker without destroying the mirror watching it. It is still super satisfying to get kills in this game, and it's a whole lot of fun when you're not angry. Keyword being when. I'm not gonna lie, the only racing game I play is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it's for a reason. It's not only the most fun, but
I would not really put Mario Kart in a racing genre, but it is a racer technically. But excluding Mario Kart, I think my favorite racing game is I'm gonna go with Project Gotham Racing on the Xbox 360. Project Gotham Racing. Project Gotham Racing.
it is technically the most
the first one or
racing
Forza
game out right now. There are not
the first Forza
like
Motorsport.
the Dragon Driftway cut in Forza. This is an easy win here. I just love Mario Kart. I really can't say.
I bet Elly
else
played
about this
Odd Job,
category.
cheating ass. No, I played the Granny May. I was a May abuser.
Fighting games. I actually do play a lot of these, but they kind of vary a lot. since
But
fighting
my
games are quite a mixed
ex-boyfriend
bag. But my
played
top picks for this are going to be Gang
Odd
Beasts,
Job, and it was
For
really
Honor,
annoying.
Sifu, and Tekken 8. Those last three games are
Oh,
probably
best
some of my
fighting game, Dead or Alive 3.
fighting games, and this kind of really shows my love for difficulty. For Honor is the best PvP pairing-based combat I've ever played, and although I don't
PvP pairing? What? That's a genre?
a lot anymore, I loved this game, and I mained Lawbringer 8 years ago, and I hit like the max rep on like 6 characters. I used to play this
Soul Calibur? Soul
It's just a
Caliburs
whole
were
lot of fun
great.
if you
I like
parry-based
Soul
combat
Caliburs.
and like technical combat as a whole. Sifu is also quite technically advanced. Being
Super
parry
Smash
and
were
dodge-based,
really
and
nice.
It's one of my favorite PvE fighting games. It's also hard. I sound like a broken record, but difficulty is fun for me, and it feels
There, he mentioned it again.
satisfying to overcome. I don't understand people that only like easy video games. My only gripe with this game is that the next project the developers are working on after Absolver and Sifu, 2 good fighting games, is a soccer game. Really? You guys are gonna make 2 of my favorite fighting games ever? I didn't
He
put
said it
Absolver
was
on here 'cause
hard.
it's a little bit
But he also said, and you guys know that I like hard.
outdated, nobody plays it. But you're
Right
gonna go from
after
2
he
really
said
good
the
fighting
game was
games
hard.
into a soccer game? That's insane. And then there's Gang Beasts. This is such a stupid little party game. I cannot fathom the type of insufferable
You know what else
person
is
who can't
hard?
find at least a little bit of enjoyment in it
Bet.
just for how dumb
Slide
and
in my
funny it is
DMs.
to play with friends.
Oh, taking me!
Gang Beasts is a lot of fun, but my number 1 pick is going to be Sifu. This game's just great. I don't want to spoil it, but I would highly recommend this game. One of my all-time favorites.
Ooh,
Indie
that game
games
looked kind of
technically aren't a
nice.
specific category
Indie
either, but there
games,
are a lot
no
of good
rest for the
indie
wicked.
games. From the ones I've played, my top picks are Stardew Valley, Ultra Kill, Terraria, Undertale, and Disco Elysium, which I will not be paying money for and will instead pirate because the devs of that game don't get a cent from it anymore because of greedy corps. Now, I've got some bad news for the big Terraria fans. I love Terraria, and I've played quite a bit of it. I also love all the games I've mentioned, and out of all of these, Stardew Valley is the one I've played the most.
Dude, Stardew
both
Valley
with
is
and
really
without
hard.
mods. But out of all of these games, my favorite is going to be Ultra Kill. It's one of the most unique FPS games
I
I've
do
ever
like
played,
Stardew
with
Valley
amazing mechanics all
soundtrack.
around, and the style meter is one of the best ways I've seen to promote varying gameplay styles, even though sometimes
So am
it's just
I.
shotgun projectiles.
My
man.
DMs are
The
open.
coins are fun to use, and discovering combos like rail coining and coin adding and stuff like that is fun. The tech is fun, and it all
I
feels
still don't
great
know
to
what
pull
type
off in
of
actual
pizza I
levels.
want.
And the game is hard, which I love. I would genuinely recommend starting
Oh,
this game
here
on
we
the
go,
hardest
chat.
difficulty you can, because you'll probably
I
wish
swear, we would be drunk if we're taking a shot for every time this guy says he enjoys hard games or something is hard.
it took longer to beat once you're caught up on it. And the final category I want to cover were Souls-like games. There are actually 2 different
Oh,
categories
here we
for
go.
Souls-likes,
He's definitely gonna
which
mention
is
hard in
Souls-like and
this.
Soulsborne. For those of you who don't know, Soulsborne is any game made by FromSoft, while
My
Souls-like is any
favorite
game not
Souls
made by
game is No Rest for the Wicked.
FromSoft, which is made to replicate their style. Good thing this will be easy, because I've never played a non-FromSoft Souls-like game. Yes, I know about Liza P. I have not played it, though. And since this is probably pretty obvious for people who know me from my streams and my main channel, instead of just telling you what my
He
favorite
skips sports
Soulsborne
and
game is,
music,
I'll
dance
give you guys a ranking
games.
for every Soulsborne game since I've played
True.
them all. 7 Demon Souls, 6 Dark Souls 2, 5 Dark Souls 1, 4 Dark Souls
Elly, you ever
3,
played
3
Tales of
Elden
Iron?
Ring, 2
No.
Bloodborne, and 1 Sekiro, which
Is
is
it
my
good?
all-time favorite Souls game. It's the only parry-based Souls-like, and it's fast-paced and awesome, and genuinely the best game they ever made. And it was a side
Wait,
project
Sekiro is
that
a
won Game of the
parry-based
Year, and they
game?
made it to stall for Elden Ring.
Wait, I'm gonna
It's
play this
crazy.
game.
Their best thing ever was a side project. How did they even manage that? But yeah, Sekiro is going to be winning. If you've never played it, I don't even know what to say to you. You just
Yeah.
have to.
Oh,
You
my
have to.
lord,
If you don't do
say
it, you're gonna
less. This is
explode
my
out of
game. I'm playing Sekiro.
Something. Now, those are all the genres that I want to cover. Let's go over my top 10 games in no particular order.
I
with no
love
real
parry-based
explanation, because that would
games.
take too long.
I'm the
Binding of
parry
Isaac
queen.
Repentance, Super Mario Sunshine, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Dying Light, Fear and Hunger, Metroid Dread, Cyberpunk 2077, Sifu, and For Honor. Honorable mention to Rainbow.
Well, chat, that video wasn't too bad. If you guys want to watch it in your own time or support the streamer, oops, here's the video. I did not fart. That was my chair. Chad, he did not mention sports or dancing. Do you guys have a favorite sports game? I think I'm going to go with NBA Blitz on the Sega. Yeah. I think the NBA Blitz thing. Was it NBA Jam? Yeah, that game was pretty good. Not so fast. Hit that subscription button before you head out. How about that?